Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video of British versus American with my friend Luke Cutforth.
Hello.
Where are you from, Luke?
I'm from your house.
He's from Hitch. Oh, we live together now. This is one of my new flatmates, by the way. So something I want to start with really quick before we get into this video is last week's video I did make a mistake and I forgot that field day is a big thing in the US. Oops, my bad. But today we're talking about youth group.
Church.
Did you go to church? Churches.
I did go to church, which is why I'm in this video.
So we were both Christian. I was raised Christian. I actually grew up Episcopalian, Church of England.
Okay.
Weird enough, despite me being American. But then I changed around 15, 16 to Pentecostal, Assemblies of God.
I also changed around 15, 16. So let me just get my notes out.
Oh,
A note pocket.
you've got, is it a Bible?
Yeah, it's a pocket.
My
Bible.
notes, pocket Bible.
No, I was raised as a Methodist and United Reformed church.
Oh, I used to go to a lot of Methodist churches for scouts.
That was nice. It was nice and calm. And then when I was about 14 or 15, I changed to ecumenical church. With
I've
United
never heard of ecumenical.
Okay, United Anglican and Baptist traditions.
Do you know why you changed?
Because I moved to a different part of the country.
And they didn't have the cool Methodist church.
No, but Baptist was a bit more like youth friendly, a bit more happy and dancey and pop groupy.
Yeah, so obviously the difference in youth groups was the same in that I remember when I was in my youth group in the Episcopalian church, it was Dunkin' Donuts. We would just have donuts. I learned more about the Bible, and it was really just adults helping kids find God in a very standard, traditional way. And when I switched to Pentecostal, it was more like, Jesus, let's hang out and play games.
Yeah, I mean, so my first
Which
church...
I like, right?
Yeah, it was. That's what my second church was like, and that was a lot more youthy. My first church was fine, it was lovely, it taught me a lot of nice things that I have morals in my life now because of that church. But, so that was quite sing a hymn, stand up.
Yeah, stand up, sit down,
read
sing a
from
hymn.
the Bible, say the Lord's Prayer.
Same.
Now all the children leave, and you go and learn.
And you go to Sunday school.
Yeah.
Okay, we went to this UK versus America, same
Yeah.
thing.
And then my second one was like, Jesus is the best, singy pop song.
So you guys had like guitars and...
Yeah.
Yes. That was the weirdest thing, because for me, church in the media, in my own church, was, hymns and organs. And then I went to this new church, and they had guitars and drums and like singers on microphones, and I was like, what happened to the pastor?
One of the churches I go to now sings some 21 Pilots songs because
they're very Christian.
They're very Christian.
The screen on my chest.
And so they actually sing some 21 Pilots songs in the hymns to get the kids involved.
I think I would definitely go to church more if it was a free 21 Pilots concert every Sunday.
Well, they're not just there.
Hi, I'm Tyler Joseph. Praise Jesus.
Yeah, people spend like £50 on a ticket, but if you just get a church,
it's free.
It's free.
I mean, I'm up for that.
They actually perform in every church in the country every weekend. They just quickly...
They're like Santa, you know. They're already
they finish singing Heathens and then they hop on a sleigh and go to the next church.
Come on, Josh. And Josh is like the reindeer with his little drumsticks.
Little red nose and red hair.
I really liked the Pentecostal youth group I went to because it's a nice friend group. Everyone is really nice. We played Would You Rather?
What? Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like Never Have I Ever.
That was one of the best games we played. Was Never Have I Ever.
Never Ever what? Like
I didn't
deface
know
the Bible?
I didn't know it was a really like inappropriate game because I played at a youth group. So it was like Never Have I Ever gone skydiving, or Never Have I Ever stepped on a crack and broke my mother's back. And so then when I played it my first time in England, I was like, Never Have I Ever shagged a girl on a golf course. It was like, what? And I never win that game because I'm the least sexual person. No. Never got a hole in
12 times. Oh, wow. Oh, no.
Stuck my birdie in there, you know?
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Oh, no. What did you do, like, when you, like, drank, then? If you have done it in Never Have I Ever, you drink. What do you do? Like, drink Holy Communion if you've
Never Have I Ever, with the youth group, was if you have ever, you have to stand up and run for a different chair. So it's almost like musical chairs. So it's a circle of chairs, and everyone has to stand up and run. And there's only enough chairs for one extra person. So that person has to then be the next Never Have I Ever person.
Right. Okay, that's nice.
I actually think it was pretty fun. There was no drinking involved at all. It was just Jesus.
I was doing YouTube whilst I was at church, and I made a YouTube video where I inflated a condom. I was told off that. I was taken into a room with this girl, and they were like, don't inflate condoms. Inflating condoms leads to being used to condoms, and being used to condoms leads to sex. And they took the MacBook away that they lent me.
Oh my god.
I know. I got a free MacBook from the church, and they were like, nope, you inflated a condom. I'm having that back.
So your church, despite being in England, I always thought England is very not Christian, but obviously it's a church. There was no sex before marriage. That was the
Massively.
Did you go on any youth retreats?
Loads.
That's the best part. It was like a camping trip.
I absolutely
with
love
friends
them.
and Jesus.
There was once.
He's always there.
I went to one about 3 or 4 times called Soul Survivor. I don't know if you've heard of this.
Soul Survivor.
Soul Survivor, yeah. And it's like, it was honestly like, I'm not that. I don't really go to church anymore, but I absolutely loved that retreat
Experience.
so much because you like camp in a little tent, in like a 6-person tent, gender split tents.
Of course.
And yeah, I mean, come on. And you go to like the sermon, and they lead like an hour of sermon, and then they do like an hour of like happy pop song dancing.
Yes.
And people like, I don't know if you have this in America, but people like run around. Like, if you're feeling too awkward to sing and dance, they form like a conga line of like sprinting around. And they're like, yeah, praise! It was like the most fun thing ever. And then
we had tetherball and volleyball as well in between.
Yes, yeah. We had games and stuff. And then you'd go back from your praising, and you'd sit down and have like a discussion of what you learned.
You talk about what you learned about the whole thing, and then they go back with one more final sermon
in the evening.
And then the crazy preaching happens. I don't know if this happened with yours, where
a little bit, yeah.
Everyone puts their hands up and starts speaking in tongues.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I had that once or twice.
You spoke in tongues?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether it was just me getting swept up by the like, oh, okay, I should be doing this. But
I always got so afraid because I felt like I was a stone in a river.
Yes.
And everyone else is experiencing something and putting their arms up, and I'm almost like the only sober person at a party.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around, everyone's having a great time, and I'm like, what am I doing here? I want to be involved, but for some reason I can't, and I'd never figured that out.
No, I had most of the time I was like that. Once or twice I got in it properly.
That's
and
pretty
then
cool.
Yeah, I mean, do you have like? So one thing they did is they went like, does anyone need praying for?
Yes.
And then they put your hand up, and then like 50 people would swarm you like bees and be like, pray, and they do this kind of you'd be like not expected to, like forced to, but people fell over. They were like so overwhelmed by the Spirit that they were like fell over, and then you had people on like genuine people catching duty. So you had like, you, Bethany and Andrew, you're on catching duty for the people who have been so overcome by the Spirit that they just fall over. I don't know why.
On pitching duty.
Pitching duty.
It's a sex joke.
How so?
Catch? Do you pitch or catch? Oh, maybe it's an American joke.
That's an American thing. UK versus US.
Did you have a really cool Bible that like broke things down? Because I had a King James Standard Bible, and then I had one that was in layman's terms. Like, so then Jesus was like, "Yo, guys, this isn't cool." Like, I had one of those. It was actually really lovely because I actually didn't have to like struggle to read it. Like, of course, everyone can read the Bible or Shakespeare if they take time, but it's so much easier to get the message out if it's in the right way.
Yeah, yo guys,
stop it.
Quit
here's some wine.
Yo.
What? It's from water.
Yeah. Here's some Lambrini. You don't know what Lambrini? Oh, you do know.
Here's Pellegrino.
We had a youth group, and like people at the church would try and get people involved with like extracurricular activities. Like football. We had a puppet crew, and I was one of the lead puppeteers, and we sang.
You would be.
You would be. We sang. Well, we didn't sing. We had backing tracks of. Wait for it. This is the best thing ever.
Okay.
It was Jesus versions of pop songs.
So like Kids Bop, but Jesus Bop.
So it was like so Don't Stop Moving by S Club 7 was Don't Stop Praising.
Don't stop praising to that funky.
Exactly. I've got them on my computer. We should try and find them. But it's like Don't Stop Praising, Our God is Amazing. Can't you see it coming around? And then there was Reach Up to God instead of Reach for the Stars.
Up to God.
There was
I think I've heard these versions.
They are incredible.
Yeah.
They are just the best.
They're catchy because they're already pop songs. See, we just played American football and volleyball and fun things. No puppets.
I played with puppets. That's cooler.
They were like, yo, there's kids playing with puppets over there. What? Praise Jesus. Coming in. All right.
Do not covet thy neighbor's puppet.
I will not covet the puppet.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good band name. Covet the puppet.
Covet the puppet.
Just a note, by the way, I'm still a big Yoshi fan. This is Connie's cup. I'm not. I'm not into Peach. Okay.
I'm a big fan of fish. I'm in that fish fandom.
Join the fish fandom today.
We're recruiting new members for the fish fandom.
We're scaling up.
This is our.
We're at the tail end.
That's how you. Yeah, you don't have. That's Trekkies.
There's like a Gillian fans.
Nerd fighters. This is the fish fandom. Blob blob blob. You have like an after-school youth club.
I mean, in school they're completely separate from church, so we had lots of extra curricular activities. Like I was in chess club, I was in Spanish club, French club, science club.
Okay, so we had a church club called Kick, and
what's it stand for? Kids in Church.
Christchurch Youth Club. Why? Not I. Oh, Christchurch Youth Club. Okay. And So what was really great about it was they tried to outreach to people who weren't in the church, people
Yeah.
who weren't Christian. They tried to get like kids off the street, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like Jesus-y at all. But you'd spend like the whole day playing, like all evening playing football and playing like snooker and table tennis and playing games. And then they'd like herd you into this room for a 5-minute Jesus chat. And it was the most awkward thing in the world because there was like 3 people there who were like going to the church, and then everyone else was just like this like yob teen who just would have been smoking weed otherwise, and it's just there
I
like
think that's good.
I mean, they got a free evening of football out of it.
We had FCA, which is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and this is an athlete right here. Right. I was in that. I don't know why they didn't just change the name to Fellowship of Christians.
Because that doesn't have athletes in it.
I'm not an athlete. Not everyone was an athlete, but it was before school, right before the bell rang. You were able to go in early and just kind of chat about God and have a little prayer for the rest of everyone.
Before school.
Man, I was all about it.
That's disgusting.
School started at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, it starts at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah, man.
I have like cousins. My cousins in America go to school at 5 a.m. and come home at 4 p.m.
Yeah, but the thing is, we get out in June and we come back in September.
Okay.
Did you guys believe in the Bible like verbatim? Like Jesus came down and was like, "Yo, here's a garden. Here's Eden."
I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I think
It's a
my
grey
church
area.
has generally got rid of the Old Testament.
What do you mean they got rid of
Well,
it?
they didn't like cut it up and
What?
just toss it out like a frisbee.
What?
But like they went, okay, this is clearly all wrong.
Well, that's the point of the Old Testament. The Old Testament is, here's people trying to follow God, and God going, "You guys stink!" And then he made the New Testament to be like, "I fixed it for you. Now it's easy."
So why is it there?
Because it's showing human error and kind of like the story.
Okay, fair.
The reason the Old Testament's there is kind of to prove that this is the Son of God.
Okay.
There's like loads of prophets that are like, "I bet this son is coming soon."
Right. But that's like having like an IKEA manual, and like it's like the first half of it is how to build the desk badly, and then you learn from it, and then you go, now I've built it properly.
There's
You've
good
learned from your
stories
sin.
and parables in it as well.
But my second church, I think, were a bit more like, what does this mean? They're like, well, let's look at the context and let's maybe apply it to today's society, and let's throw out the bits that are obviously silly. And
See, in my church was, this is the Bible. You can't just pick and choose what you want to believe.
yes,
So you can't just throw out bits like, that you don't want to believe in. This is it.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom
come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses,
as we
forgive
forgive those
who
who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
For the kingdom, the power, and
the glory, forever and ever.
Amen.
Hey.
Wow! Christian high five.
We're going to heaven.
That's like ingrained in my brain.
It is.
Because like my second church didn't have that. My first church was like
Over and over.
Now
Same.
we will
You
have
stand
the
up
Lord's
and do
Prayer.
the Lord's Prayer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Praise Harambe.
Now we have a new god. It is Harambe.
You guys used to do this.
No, I always saw it in like nuns did it in TV shows, but we never did that.
In Episcopalian church, we did
you
this.
do actual like hands together prayers.
Yeah, I do this.
Oh, we like the whole
You
congregation.
get on your
were like,
knees in the pew, right?
No.
You didn't get like we had these little things that would come down, and then you get on your knees, and everyone's praying on their knees. You have to genuflect. Everyone has to do it.
What's genuflect?
It's a really fancy word for get on your knees.
Okay.
Did you guys actually have wine?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
We actually had wine, but I was too young most of the time, so I had Ribena.
Ours is just wine, or if you're too young, they say, "Blessing of Jesus be upon you," and she crosses your little baby face.
And just messes up your fringe at the same time.
Oops. And then as a child, you're like, "I don't want to believe because he ruined my fringe." But yeah, we got actual wine. That's why I like wine so much. Is the blood of Christ, bread of heaven.
Ah, well, yeah, we did have it, but they had like little shot glasses with wine in, and you're like, shot
Oh no,
for Jesus.
we all had to drink from a communal goblet.
Did you not get like plague?
Yes, we all shared diseases, but God
Oh,
protected
no.
us.
I don't think. I mean,
Now this is something that is interesting because as a kid, when I went to different friends' churches,
right.
I went to this one where they gave everyone like little tiny paper cups with grape juice in it and croutons, and I was like,
Yes, I
Poor
had croutons.
church!
I had croutons.
that shouldn't be an issue. I shouldn't have thought poor church. That's messed up. But the first thing I thought of as a kid was, this isn't. I'm not being saved. These people are going to hell because they can't afford wine.
Peasant church. Look at the peasants
It's
with their
messed up.
croutons.
The croutons, like
What did you?
I wanted
ever,
my wafer.
Did you ever have like a moment of in your childhood when you were like, God's not real? And what caused that moment?
I never had that.
I had one, and it was like the worst thing ever. My God's not real moment was when I prayed to God when I was about 8 years old, and I prayed to him for Sabrina the Teenage Witch like magic powers and a lightsaber, and he didn't.
You can't have both of those, obviously.
He didn't supply, and I went into my Sunday school and was like, guys, you told me that if I prayed, God would provide. Now I'm pointing my fingers at things, and I'm looking at my black cat Salem, and neither of these things
That's
are
a different
talking to me.
religion. It might be
But I was
Satanism.
Salem was the synchronicity.
I know, but
I was just
witchcraft.
I was like pointing at things. I woke up the next morning. I was like, I did it in bed like that night, and the next morning I was like pointing at my socks. Come on, get on my feet, and nothing happened. And God was not dead to me then.
I, at the same age, at the age of 8, also got the same sermon, and I went, I would like to pray to be in the Pokemon universe. So as a kid, all I wanted was my own Jigglypuff. That's all I wanted, man. Never happens. And then I thought maybe in heaven, this is all I wanted. I was told in heaven, you just get whatever you want.
Yes.
So I'd pray every night saying, God, when I'm in heaven, I'd like to live throughout the Pokemon universe in every episode as Ash Ketchum. It'd be really fun. Also, I'd like an infinite supply of those white powder, white cream donuts from Dunkin' Donuts. So for me, that was my heaven. That is childlike Evan Edinger's
You're gonna get
heaven.
it. You're gonna get it when you die, Evan.
Evan
Don't you
Heavenger.
worry. Evan.
Heaven Dedinger. That's me.
okay.
Even though we're both in different countries, we have
not.
the
We're in
same God.
England. We're both in England.
Yeah, but in America and the UK,
Yeah.
we share the same God. Different practices, but not that much.
And you stole our church, Church of England.
We did. But then again, I went Pentecostal, so...
Okay.
Anyway, that's pretty cool. I'm glad we had some fun stories. Did we do a video on your channel?
We did. We did a video on my channel where I introduced Evan as my new roommate. We had a little chat
Little
about
roommate quiz.
all the things that roommates should do and supply.
So if you want to watch more vids, please click
out
him and
my
watch that.
face.
Or if you're new here, please subscribe, because I make new videos every Sunday. Thanks for watching. If you have any more cool suggestions for British versus America stuff, leave it below. I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, bloody...
I didn't know what that meant. I had to ask. He was like, mate. He didn't say mate because he's American.
Mate. Oi, mate.
Oi, mate.